Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video features how I highlight and contour the natural way. I'm not going to say that this is, completely natural looking, but this is how I like to do it. I like for my highlight and contour to look sort of natural. And I also got a request for this video, so here it is. So if you want to see how I highlight and contour, then please stay tuned. So one of the things you want to keep in mind whenever you're highlighting and contouring is your foundation. The foundation is the base of everything that you're going to do, and you don't want to apply too much foundation. So I used a light foundation today. I only used one pump, or like 1.5 pumps of the Dior Skin Star foundation. This is by Christian Dior. Usually I would just use one pump, but this foundation doesn't pump out a whole lot, so I use like 1.5 pumps. So you want to keep in mind to use just a thin layer of foundation. Whatever coverage you prefer is fine. This foundation has a medium coverage, but even when I use my Becca foundation, I still only use one pump, even though that's full coverage. So the purpose of highlighting and contouring is to add light where the light naturally hits your face. So that's for highlighting. So for example, you can see how the light naturally hits my cheeks right here, my forehead, the bridge of my nose, and on my temples. That's where we're going to highlight. And as far as contouring, you want to add definition back to your face. So I already have some definition in my face right here along my jawbone. And that's about it. But if I wasn't wearing foundation, you could see the definition in my face, which is right along my jawline and along my hairline. You want to add definition back to your face because sometimes whenever you use foundation, it makes your face look completely flat, and nobody's face is just one color. So you want to go back and add that definition in to create a more natural appearance. The first thing you want to keep in mind whenever you're highlighting and contouring is brushes. So here are a couple of brushes that you could use. This brush is a brush from Morphe brushes. It's a chisel contouring brush. As you can see, the bristles are compacted, and it's like a flat brush. This is not a brush that I use for everyday contouring. If I want a super chiseled effect, or if I'm doing makeup on someone else, I use a brush similar to this if that's the effect that they want. So the good thing about this brush is you can go in and kind of chisel out your cheekbones and along your hairline, even your nose if you wanted to. But that's not the kind of contour that I prefer, so I don't use this. I also don't contour and highlight every day, which, I mean, I don't wear foundation every day, but still, every time I wear foundation doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to always highlight and contour. Usually, if I'm on the go, I'll just do a quick contour with my contouring powder and going about my way. But today's video is going to be a more in-depth version of how to highlight and contour when you have time for that. The brush we're going to use today is a tapered brush. This brush is also for contouring. I like this brush because it's kind of dome shaped, as you can see, and the bristles are less densely compacted, so you can contour and go in and blend out your contour. That's why I like to use this brush as opposed to the other brush, because this one helps to blend it out, helps it appear more natural. Starting with a concealer that's 2 shades lighter than my skin tone, I'm applying that everywhere I want to highlight. So down the bridge of my nose, I'm also making a V shape underneath my eyes. I'm going to apply it on my chin, on my forehead, and underneath where I will contour as well. I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I'm using tapping motions to blend that in. As you can see, I sprayed a little bit of water on my brush just to help blend this concealer out seamlessly. Using my Correct and Conceal palette from MAC, I am taking my finger and I'm using the shades NW45 mixing with NW55, and I'm applying this as my contour. So I'm applying it on my jawbone, or my jawline, and also around my hairline. I'm also going to apply it underneath my chin as well. I'm going to use a brush. This brush is from Eco Tools to apply my nose contour. As you can see, I'm starting kind of in the crease of my eye at the very top of where my nose bone starts. And I'm going to take my contouring brush and blend this all in. You can also go back with your foundation brush and blend as well. Now I'm going to set all of my concealer, my highlight and contour with my oil blocking powder from Black Opal. This is going to help my concealer not slide throughout the day while I'm wearing it. And also, as you can see, I'm applying my setting powder right underneath my contour. This is going to help my contour to pop. Now I'm going to use my same contouring brush using my Jane bronzer and Give and my ebony bronzer from CoverGirl. I'm applying that to set my contour. I'm using the same brush like I said before to contour my nose as well as the areas where I place the concealer. Now using my powder brush, I am going to sweep away all the excess powder, and now I'm going to go in with my Ben Nye banana powder and apply it with a clean sponge. So I'm applying that everywhere where I applied my highlight. Once again, I'll explain exactly why I'm doing this in just a minute, but you want to apply that right where you applied the highlight, and you're going to let that sit for at least a few seconds. Now I'm going to highlight my inner tear duct using a brush from e.l.f. I'm going to place my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal right on my inner tear duct. This is going to be a highlight on my eyes, and it's going to draw light to the center of my face. After you've waited a little while for the Ben Nye banana powder to set, I'm going to sweep away the excess using my powder brush. And as you can see, it provides just a subtle highlight right pretty much everywhere you applied it. Alright, so as you can see, I just finished with the Ben Nye banana powder. But the reason why I don't use my Ben Nye banana powder to set everything is because I learned in a class when I went to Behind the Beat with Tatiana Ward here on YouTube. I went to 2 of her classes, but I learned that whenever you use the banana powder on top of a creamy product, it separates, which I already knew that, but I didn't know that. So let me explain what I mean. I was doing that, and right on my nose when I used the Ben Nye powder, it would kind of separate and look like I had little bumps on my nose. And it's just because this product is not designed to set your makeup. It's just designed to highlight. So that's why I set my I cannot talk. That's why I set my foundation and concealer and everything first before I apply the midnight powder, because it will separate if you use it on its own on top of a creamy product. So you need a barrier in between the cream product and the midnight powder, and which is why I use the oil blocking powder from Black Opal. You can use any powder that you choose, but I don't want to add more color to my face, so I use a colorless powder such as this one from Black Opal. Now we're going to go in and I'm going to add some blush. I'm using the same blushes that I always use. This is Pink Passion from e.l.f. Sorry, I don't mean to blind you. And this is Seduction from Nars. I always use these two blushes. They're my absolute favorite. When I find another favorite blush, I will abuse that one. So I'm applying my blush right in between, right above my contour, but right underneath where I'm going to highlight. So there's a little specific area on the apples of your cheeks. Right in here is where you apply your blush. So I'm going to highlight. I'm just going to use my e.l.f. Blush brush, which I hate for blush. I think it's too small. And I'm going to go in with the same Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Opal. I'm just going to tap my brush in that a couple of times, and I'm going to apply it right on the top of my jawbone or cheekbone right here, and I'm going to create like a backward C shape, like up to my temple to the top of my cheekbones. Okay. And I'm just tapping it on there. Like so. So beautiful. Also go in, you can put some down the bridge of your nose and on your forehead. You just kind of want to blend that in. I didn't add much product. Actually, I just tapped the side of the brush onto the highlight one time, and I'm just blending that out. Alright, so after you finish applying your lip color, you just want to take your finger and tap it in the highlight, and I'm going to take that and put it right on my Cupid's bow to highlight that area. And you want to make sure to blend it in just with your finger. You don't have to use a brush or anything. Like so. You can kind of press your lips together so the highlight isn't as noticeable. But it just kind of helps to draw some light right to your Cupid's bow. Give your lips that kind of heart shape. And I'll be right back. Alright, so here is the final look. As you can see, we have added some definition and highlighted a little bit and contoured. This is how I like my highlight and contour, kind of natural, not too much. As I said before, I'll have before and after pictures at the end like I normally do. I usually don't do before, but I'll do before and after today. So if you like this sort of thing, then thumbs up, leave a comment below, and until next time, bye.